Hello, we are back with Melt into Korea with us, MIKU. How is everyone? We are filming this in the summer, so if you are watching our podcasts as they publish, hope you guys are staying cool in the summer heat. Summer can get really exhausting, but we are lucky we are in an air-conditioned space. So on this episode of Melt into Korea with us, the topic is about Korea's Memorial Day. Memorial Day in general is paying condolences to those who have sacrificed their lives serving for their country. So for this very important holiday, I'm excited to introduce a guest that has vast and diverse knowledge fit for today's topic. So let's all welcome Myunghyun.
Hi. Hi everyone, my name is Myunghyun. It's great to be here and nice to meet you, Alex.
Hi, it's really nice to meet you as well. And I hear that, Myunghyun, we have a very exciting discussion for today. I heard a little bit of your background, but for our viewers, can you do a brief introduction for yourself?
Sure. I'm currently a senior in Seoul National University. I'm majoring in political science and international relations. I've lived in Singapore for 2 years when I was 10, and 2 years ago I studied in Bonn, Germany as an exchange student.
So wow, you have lived in like 3 different countries and you're only university student still. Just to get a little bit more information about you, because I think that's really unique. So you were born and raised in Korea, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised
then
in Korea.
Why did you go to Singapore for 2 years at such a young age?
My mother was really interested in education. She wanted me to learn English at a young age so that I can be kind of fluent at it. So yeah, that's why.
So that's why your English is so good.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why you're tested in the podcast.
Yeah.
So was the experience okay? Because at a young age, at that age, you know, it's hard to make friends and stuff like that, and especially as a Korean national foreigner going into Singapore. Was there any rough times, or it was okay to get acquainted to other Singaporeans or international friends?
Actually, Singaporeans were very, very friendly to Koreans at the time, and my friends were all very nice. So I had a great time. And there's no racial discrimination in Singapore,
that's really
so
good.
yeah, that was a cool experience.
Did you know English before going there, or you had to kind of start from the beginning when you moved?
I knew English, but it was like a very basic level. Like I only can speak hi, my name is Myunghyun. That's all.
Okay.
So I could not understand all
Right.
what they were saying.
So I'm
first.
guessing the 2 years that after you were there, you became very familiar and at ease with English.
Yeah.
At a young age. That's
Yes.
really so. Thank you, your mom, for bringing you
Yeah,
there.
of course.
And then I actually want to speak a little bit. You said that you were an exchange student in Germany. So how was that like? And why did you choose Germany?
I chose Germany because I thought German pronunciations were really cool. And I started learning them when I came to university. So I wanted to go there and actually learn more German.
So you studied Germany in university before you went to Germany?
Yeah, about a semester.
To prepare for it, probably.
Yeah.
And then was there anything else besides the language, or it was like related to your major that you're kind of interested in?
Yeah, it's kind of because Germany was once separated.
Right.
There were like East and West Germany.
Correct.
So I was interested in how they unified and all that stuff, and the political and economic situation after the unification. Yeah.
And I kind of want to ask like a similar question about before in Singapore. Was there any like difficulty in adapting to a new country at that age? It was just a few years ago, but still.
Yeah, it was not very, very easy. It was kind of tough because I cannot speak the language, but yeah, it was okay because friends are nice and I was very young, so we all just run around and play. We don't speak and play. Yeah.
But I'm sure you studied a lot too, right? So I want to say you can speak English very well, as I can hear, and
Thank you.
obviously you're Korean, so you speak Korean and German and
very little bit.
little bit, and those 3 languages, or
oh yeah, I also speak Chinese.
how
Mandarin.
did you? What's the story behind that?
No, because Singaporeans, a lot of them speak Chinese.
Yeah.
That's why I learned Chinese there.
So when you were learning English, you at the same time learned Chinese?
Yes.
So you're fluent in 3 languages and a little bit German?
Yeah, but I'm not that fluent in Chinese, actually.
I'm sure you are, but you're being modest. I can't check you. So anyways, I'm really excited to get started with our topic. Actually, with your diverse background and as your roots in Korea, I think this will be a discussion that our viewers can really look forward to. So in regards to Korea's Memorial Day, it has a lot of deep history behind this holiday. And I want to ask you, what kind of experience you have with Memorial Day, or when you were researching and doing some, finding out some history about it. Can you give us a little detail on that?
Actually, I'm studying to become a Korean government official. So as a person studying to become a Korean government official, I've always thought that learning the history is very important for our country's development. So while studying politics and international relations in school, I learned a lot of political history in Korea as well. Yeah, so I'm quite familiar with Korean War and 현충일, actually.
Okay, that's actually awesome. And you said that your goal is to be a Korean government official. And what kind of aspirations, or why do you choose this path? It's not an easy path for any average person, and really dedicate your passion to it. So, what inspired you, or why did you choose this?
Actually, Korean government official is a very common path that a lot of Korean students take.
Okay.
And since I've majored in politics and international relations, there's not much use to it if I don't go to the government. That's what I thought.
Okay.
I thought that from a country's perspective, I have to use this knowledge. It's not really easy in private companies.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's kind of like a path that's already kind of paved for you.
Yeah.
So this is one way that you can go out. Well, if you're studying political science, right, or international relations, why don't you become the next president or something, or the governor or something like that? That's another option, right?
Wow, yeah, that is an
option. You
option.
can think about it later. You can always choose. It's not too late, right? You're still in school.
Wow,
No?
No.
Yeah,
it's a big no.
It's a lot of pressure, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I'll start with our main topic, a little bit basic information. 현충일. Celebrating on June 6th, it is the honor, the loyalty of those who sacrificed for the country. The word hyun comes from the Korean word meaning of loyalty, and the word chung comes from the Korean word for prefecture to appear, or the day to reveal the shock. So a lot of people think it's a national holiday, but actually it's not. It is a court holiday as well as a national remembrance day.
That's right. Memorial Day began in June 6, 1956. It marks the 66th anniversary this year in 2021. Among the many days, there are various theories that explains why June 6 is the Memorial Day. One suggests that the Korean War broke out in June. Others suggest that it originates from commemorating the soldiers who died in the war with Khitan, which was an empire located in Siberia and northern China during the 11th century in Korea. The most popular theory is that June 6 became Memorial Day because it was one of the 24 seasonal periods when barley ripens and rice planting begins. The day is called Mangjong in Korean, and it was regarded as a sacred day since rice planting freshly starts on the day. Therefore, Koreans paid respect to their ancestors or the soldiers who died in the war.
Wow. So actually, I honestly only thought that it was to pay condolences to the people that serve in the army. But about the part where the seasonal periods and also where barley ripens, I think is very refreshing and interesting. I didn't know there was that part of the history. Did you learn this all in grade school, or how did you know all of this?
Yeah, we learned some basics, but I researched them while preparing for this podcast.
Well, thank you, Myunghyun. I think you prepared a lot for this, so that's big dedication on your part.
Okay, what's unique about Memorial Day is that we hang the Korean flag or taegukgi everywhere. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, is it this one? I found it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's two. Okay.
This is called floating the flag. Usually, the national flag is on top of the flagpole, but on the day of mourning, such as Memorial Day, the national flag should be at half-staff.
Ah, I see. So normally it's at the top, all the way here, but then on certain days, it goes halfway.
Yeah.
Half-mast. Okay. So it's amazing that everything from how the flag is raised to where it's located is very symbolic.
Yeah. I think half-staff flags are quite common in many countries.
That's correct.
Areas. Yeah. And when I was young, I could see a lot of taegeuk hanging, but nowadays I don't see it very much.
I see.
And on rainy days, you cannot raise the national flag. And even if you did, you have to take it down.
And why is it that we have to take it down?
Because there's a possibility of damaging the flag, and because it's a symbol and status of Korea, it should not be damaged.
I see. So probably if a flag is hanging up on the pole and all of a sudden it starts pouring, someone has to go out in the rain and pull it down before it gets damaged, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so it explains a lot that the flag is a huge part of the country.
Yeah. And our family used to hang flags when I was young, but as time goes by, there's less and less of that. So since childhood, if there's a national anniversary, we have all raised national flags and pondered on the meanings. But I feel bad that the meaning is kind of being vague.
Right. So maybe the feelings towards the flag kind of is less and less as time goes by a little bit, but still has very deep root to culture and history. And although, it has a bit of a sad meaning for the day, right? Memorial Day. I think honoring those people who had died is a really good thing for the country to remembering them. And it's a day filled with some mixed emotions.
Yeah, Memorial Day is the day when flags are raised at half-mast, which is a few times a year. And there is a set rule that a siren rang at 10 a.m. And then a silent prayer follows for about a minute. I think I've heard sirens a few times in the past.
So since we have these taegeuk flags here, I was thinking maybe for our viewers and listeners, we can do some explanation of history on the flag. When was it made?
Actually, the flag is not really traditional Korean, but 19th century, the dynasty realized the necessity of a flag. So the basic form was designed in Joseon in the 19th century, and the current form is based on Joseon's flags, and it was finalized in 1949 after modern Republic of Korea was declared.
So I see when Korea started relations with other countries and started trading, they needed some kind of symbolic flag like other countries, right? So they kind of made their own at that time. And later, it's still being used. So many years later, it's still the same kind of flag. And can we get some detail on the imagery of this flag? There are a lot of symbols and images here. I think our viewers would be interested in knowing what these symbols mean.
Actually, the red and the blue part, this part is supposed to be yin and yang. Maybe you've heard of it or Asians heard of it. The yin and yang are like brightness and darkness. They are supposed to be the two energies that harmonize in the universe.
So this is kind of like a balance, right? Yeah. It could be like anything, though. It could be good and bad, or it could be like bright and dark, like very symbolic and metaphoric.
Yeah, and the white background represents the Korean people. They're like clear and pure, and they love peace. And you can see these stripes. This is called 건, 곤, 감, 리, and they're like Confucian thing, and this represents the sky, earth, and water, and fire.
Oh wow! So this is kind of like representing the people and their land, like Korea's land. If it has like, it's kind of like the elements, the four elements, and also the colors have a really huge significance. So I want to say this is really well made. It's very organized. And I think these are really pretty, the way the symbolics are. And this dates back to a very long time ago.
Yeah. And it is quite interesting because this is 3 stripes, this is 4, this is 5 and 6.
Oh, so I didn't even notice. Yeah, they look very similar in size, but the way it breaks down, the symbolic meaning is very beautiful, I think. So I think our viewers are really curious about what this is. So explaining it to them will be really helpful.
Okay.
So I've only been in Korea for 1 year now, actually, and you touched up a little bit about on Memorial Day at like 10 a.m. in the morning, there's like sirens that go off. So I have yet to actually witness that. However, I would like to express my condolences to the Korean soldiers who willingly devoted their youth to the country and say that I respect them with all my heart. And actually with Memorial Day, I heard that there's like a special Memorial Day song as well.
Actually, I've never heard of it before this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, but I've did some research on it.
Okay, so when I think about it too, for Memorial Day, you usually have just like a national country song.
Yeah,
But I guess there's a song specific for this holiday. I had no idea. And same going from where I'm from, I don't think there's a specific song for the holiday, just national song for the country. And when you're doing some research on this song, what did you find out about it?
The lyrics go the symbol of the immortal national spirit. It's really cool, and it's supposed to be. We have to feel grateful for the soldiers. Yeah.
So it's a really deep meaning song that they play on this special day. It's amazing that Korea has a lot of patriotism for their country, and also something special that's kind of related to this holiday is, and some people already know, is that in Korea, every male citizen has to serve in the army. So since it's very unique rule in this country, I want to ask you for your opinion, or why it is mandatory, if you know.
It is quite a politically sensitive issue in Korea, the mandatory service system. Considering that we are currently technically at war with North Korea since the peace treaty was never signed, and that North Korea has about 1.3 million soldiers, I think it is necessary to keep an army of a certain size. Currently, South Korea has about 50,000 soldiers. So for this, mandatory service is somewhat inevitable, I think. However, it is a political issue since Korean males all have to sacrifice like 18 months of their youth. So in the long term, I think it is desirable to move on to a voluntary military system.
So I can understand that because there is a North and South Korea in this current time period, and it has been for a while, it's kind of like just in case something breaks out in war, Korea has soldiers on hand to protect their citizens and their country, just in case of outside forces, not just North Korea, but other countries as well. And since it's hard to relate because we had never served in it and we don't know too much about it, but it is concerned with the youth and stuff. It is an issue. So in this regards, do you think other countries, should adapt to this kind of rule, or it's just a special rule because of the situation Korea is in?
I think some countries that have a possibility of military conflict, like Taiwan and Israel and Thailand, I've heard.
Oh, right. I heard Israel, every citizen has to serve in the army.
Even,
men and women. We both know that.
Yeah, North Korea as well, men and women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, but other than those countries, it is, I think, up to the country's geopolitical or security situation to decide. I don't think it's up to me to think about it. But however, it is, people should be aware that this really do require much sacrifice from the young men. So, yeah, it is hard. And some interesting facts.
Yeah.
In Thailand, only one out of 8 males go to the army. So they have a draw, like a national draw
so
day.
Like a lucky
raffle
thing?
So you pick a ball from this box, and if the ball comes out, like you have to go to the military, then you go.
That's so random.
That's interesting.
And maybe if you get picked, like, won't that person feel unfair?
They might.
Now I have to go. And you said 1 out of 8, right?
Yeah.
So 1 out of 8, that chance is, I don't know, little or large? I'm not really sure because, 1 out of 8 people go, then, the person next to me had the chance of not going and I got picked. Maybe leaves like a bad memory, right?
Maybe.
It's interesting to talk about the military because I come from a country that is not mandatory. So, and for other viewers out there that know or don't know about this, it's good to learn, the systems are very different. And the reason behind the system is very important.